Hi, everyone. I'm Leo Westebbe, an undergraduate psychology student in the honors program at UMass Boston. Today, I'm presenting my thesis, The Accuracy and Precision of Memory for Scenes Along a Route that I've been working on with Dr. Eric Blazer and PhD student Bill Lang. I'll start with some background information about related studies before introducing you to the current study, and then I will go through our methods with a brief demonstration, followed by our results and a short discussion. This study focuses on memory, which underlies every aspect of human cognition. Our ability to comprehend sensory experiences relies on our memory of past experiences. They give us a frame of reference for understanding. From this contextual framework, we can more easily build a representation in memory of the current experience. For example, our past experience of finding a gas station off of a highway exit makes it very easy to find a gas station off of a new, unfamiliar highway exit because the experience is so similar. Humans are capable of building durable representations of physical spaces and locations in memory that can be recalled after long periods of disuse. Many of us could imagine taking a walk around the neighborhood in which we grew up. For instance, this capability is leveraged by competitive memorizers who use the memory palace technique to encode long lists of words or numbers in memory by mentally placing items from that list within a well-remembered space and then recalling the items in order with remarkable accuracy. However, the study of how well people remember natural, everyday scenes has proven elusive and hard to quantify. In contrast, researchers have successfully studied visual memory for basic visual features. In one study, participants reconstruct a memory of a particular hue within the space of a color wheel. In this experimental paradigm, precision for memory can be quantified as the error between the response and the stimulus along the color wheel space. But when a scene is misremembered, how does the misremembered scene differ from the original scene? The space within which the scene is recalled is not as clearly identified as a color wheel. If we identified this space, how could a similar response paradigm be used to quantitatively study the precision and accuracy of scene memory? In a study last year, Sun et al. Used AI technology to generate spaces, aptly called scene wheels, that could be used for studying scene memory. A scene wheel could be compared to a color wheel. For example, a bedroom scene changes to a living room scene as one moves their mouse around the wheel, just as in the example below, red changes to blue, but changes back to the bedroom scene on the other side of the wheel. In the color example, the blue changes to shades of purple and back to red. For our study, we asked if a scene space could be generated that would emulate a typical human experience. Here, we exploit a space that all natural scenes are embedded in, routes. Instead of a color wheel or a scene wheel, we will use a route wheel, that is, a circular path within a naturalistic environment. An important metric in our study is the self-similarity of each route, that is, how similar each scene in a route is when compared to the other scenes in the route. The main task tests the accuracy and precision of scene memory within the route space. We had two central hypotheses. First, that the participants would have an overall accurate memory of scenes from any route, and second, that the precision of scene memories would decrease proportionately with routes that are more self-similar. We used an online research recruitment platform to connect with participants for this study. 124 participated in the experiment from 17 countries across the world. The experiment was also conducted online from the personal computers of our participants. We generated 3 routes to use for stimuli by filming walked, circular, equal-length outdoor routes. Each route was 90 meters and took about 1 minute to walk around. We used a data-driven, multi-scale structural similarity algorithm to determine the self-similarity of the routes. As you can see below, there was a low, medium, and high self-similarity route. Each experimental session consisted of 3 blocks of 48 trials. In one block, all trials would use scenes from the same route. In the following block, a different route would be used. In a single trial, a participant is shown one scene from a route followed by a brief delay. Then the response screen appears. Moving the mouse around the screen simulates walking forward and backward around the route. The participant clicks to select the correct scene from memory. Here's a short video of the first few trials of a block. The participant can traverse forward or backward around the route by moving their cursor clockwise or counterclockwise. They have 10 seconds to locate the correct scene from memory. When the participant clicks, the trial ends, and the program records the error value for the trial, that is, how distant their choice was from the actual scene they had been shown. After 48 trials, a participant moves on to another block of trials with stimulus from a different route. The scenes in each route are physically spaced apart by 1/4 of a meter each. The accuracy of scene memory, or bias for scenes either before or after the correct scene, was measured as the median of a response error distribution expressed in meters. 0 median error would represent no bias. A positive median error would represent a forward bias, that is, a bias for subsequent scenes, while a negative median error would represent a backward bias for previous scenes. The precision of scene memory, or overall variance of response errors within a route, was measured in median absolute deviations, or MADs. This is a robust measure of precision, similar to the standard deviation. This value is also expressed in meters. For accuracy, in a repeated measures one-way ANOVA, we found a significant effective route with a linear trend. Greater self-similarity was associated with less forward bias. However, post-hoc t-tests showed that for 2 of the routes, bias was not significantly different from 0. And for the one route with a forward bias, the effect was very small, about 12 centimeters. For precision, a repeated measures one-way ANOVA found a significant effective route in a linear trend. As hypothesized, greater self-similarity was associated with lower precision. Though a small effective route was found for accuracy, our post-hoc tests suggest there is little evidence for substantial biases or substantial effect of self-similarity on bias. This effect could be investigated in future studies. The data supported our hypothesis that precision varies inversely with route self-similarity. In other words, it is harder to visually locate where you were on a route if a route is more homogeneous, with fewer distinct visual features. Given these results, routes are a valid and natural space in which representations of scene memories are recalled. Future research of scene memory should make use of this experimental paradigm. There is also potential for similar studies with more finely tuned metrics for route characteristics. For example, a researcher could make use of AI to assess the placement of memorable objects along a route. That concludes my presentation, but I would like to extend gratitude to those who have helped me complete this project. Dr. Blazer and Bill helped me greatly all along the way with nearly every step of the process. Dr. Caldy and the students in my seminar have been invaluable, providing feedback and support along the way. The same can be said for the PIs and grad students in the Baby Lab. I want to thank my family and friends who helped me with the piloting phase of the experiment, and I want to thank the UMass Undergraduate Research Fund for providing me with needed funds to complete this project. And lastly, thank you for listening.